Atlantis crystal healing came to Earth in 2002. It was announced in 2001. My teacher Agni told me about it, and that it would be one of my bigger tasks to bring this Atlantis crystal healing to Earth. The name, of course, comes from the time of Atlantis. It's where the creation levels of light started to come to Earth during the solar plexus time. The Earth goes through development through this world years, and each world year lasts approximately 25,000 years. So we had already the time of Mu for the base chakra, the time of Lemuria for the sacral chakra, the orange one, and then Atlantis was the time of the solar plexus chakra, and it was supposed that light took place, its original place on Earth, and the main quality of the light of the sun is peace. So the world peace was one of the outcomes that should happen at that time. And in Atlantis everything was crystalline, so the crystals have been used already before, and the crystal worlds have always been used to bring light into creation. So that means that the crystal worlds are essential to manifest light on Earth. They help us to provide all the information from different realms, from the origin of all creation, from the light. And so the origin of the crystal worlds is also the light without any shape and form, where it's just streams of light and sound vibration. And the crystals as we know them on Earth, they origin out of the cosmic dance of Shiva. It's a huge manifestation process and the power that goes in. And then at the end we have the crystals and stones that we can have in our hands. And each of these has a whole story to tell. Yeah, so they carry information from the light of origin, the light frequencies that it's connected with, but also from the whole process of manifestation until the very end, where it consolidates as a crystal in the Earth. And then it takes a while until we really can touch the crystals when they are taken out of the Earth. And sometimes they had a long journey, and they store information and they carry light, and they are happy to share that with us. And in Atlantis it was all crystalline. So the schools of Atlantis were about crystallization. The buildings were crystalline, the crystal pyramids of the crystal rulers, the crystal world and the sun are very closely connected. So the worshipping of the sun in the sun temples, and where the initiation for the Atlantis crystal healer took place, was something that happened all over the world, because Atlantis is not a place, it was a whole period of time. And so it was amazingly beautiful, and it connected all the different realms and worlds, because that's also something that the crystals can be used for, communication between different places and light realms and beings. And then with the downfall of Atlantis, all this knowledge about the crystals and the creation levels of light, where the crystals have been used to bring that to Earth, it disappeared in a way that the levels of light have been withdrawn into their level in the starlight worlds, into heaven, sometimes to other planets and stars, and only a few of these levels of creation have been stored with the crystals deep in the earth and sealed, so that nobody could touch the knowledge again until there would be a different period, a new golden age appearing on Earth in this process of evolution of Earth itself. So after Atlantis there was a dark age on Earth, and luckily we are out of that already, and we are at the doorstep of the heart chakra age, a new golden age. And as a preparation for this time we are living in now, this Atlantis crystal healing came back, and those who have their place as Atlantis crystal healer in the light net of Earth, they serve through their strong connection to the creation levels of light, through their connection to the Divine Mother, the connection to the Divine Fire. So Babaji is one of the main spiritual helpers, and he accompanies this healing in each and every step. And there are many, many different techniques and methods that we already had in Atlantis and that are still relevant for the time we live in now. There are certain areas and techniques that have been erased. And that's okay, because we don't need that anymore. And even though we might remember certain things, it doesn't mean we have to actually bring all back out of this time of Atlantis. It has to do with the Atlantis karma that was released by Jesus when he incarnated and planted the seeds of light for the time now. And so we only have to deal with certain aspects of the Atlantis karma that's still relevant. But mostly it's about connecting with this pure creation levels of light, using the crystals with their own divine power, with their own special potential and qualities. So it's not only the crystal healer that are awakened in their own ability to heal and to guide and do feng shui with crystals. It's also the crystals themselves that have this potential, and all the crystals we use, they are initiated or awakened for their special skill that they can be used for. So we have all the colorful crystals here. So with these, we call it a chakra set. We have all the colors of the chakras of the rainbow cycle, and each one contains healing information and light. And so we can do chakra balancing, chakra healing. There are crystalline implants for the chakras. So amazing techniques to support the entire chakra system. There are also methods where it's more working in the whole system, so more in a holistic way, that we can support people with their issues that maybe affect their whole energy system, or it's part of their family system, or their system where they're part of at work. And sometimes there are structures holding everyone in a certain position and nobody could actually move out of that. And if it's not beneficial, then a huge transformation needs. So we have to bring a shift into the whole system. And so for that purpose, we also use the colored crystals, but also a guidance crystal where we work in the whole system at once, because it's not only working with one location where it maybe shows, but the background has to be treated as well. So we have some amazing holistic treatment techniques. And also we use some of these Herkimer diamonds that are really brilliant crystals who grow in earth like this. They have the power of light and love. And with these we can release old blockages that are hidden somewhere in the system. And when these blockages can't be touched, then people can't move forward on their own path of healing or liberation. And so with this technique, we create huge healing spaces where somebody is supported completely around themselves, and all the crystals start to work and communicate with each other, and then we can release these blocks that might be in the causal body, that might be in the emotional or even in the physical body or in a chakra. And that's very beneficial, because that means somebody can move forward. Yeah, things are falling into place again. And so these are a few of the special techniques we have. But we have others. We work with the clear crystals, the quartz. They are the pointy ones, the laser crystals. They have the ability that we can use them for crystal surgery. So with the laser crystal, we can cut open and free and liberate and take out what's causing the problems. maybe in the physical body, but also in our auric field, because sometimes it's sitting there. And after we use the laser crystal, then the area that has been worked on is going to be filled with this conductor crystal. So with this one, and through the initiations, we have access to the creation levels of light of the person, so we can bring that in, and it's like a transmitter for this own light that goes in to fill the space with exactly the light and energy that's needed there. So that's an amazing techniques, and has been used by many, many crystal healers all over the world. And another pair that I would like to show is an obsidian sphere and a clear crystal. With this we work for the body cells. So the body cells carry light information so that they can support the organism in the way they are created. So for example, the cells of the spleen have a different light information than the body cells of the lungs, and so on. And sometimes the body cells don't function properly enough. So even with a slight cold, an imbalance, the cells are affected. But it goes also to the more severe issues like cancer, where the cells do completely the opposite that they're supposed to be doing. They try to destroy the organism. And so together with the body feng shui sign, we get access to the cellular information. And then we work with the obsidian sphere, and the obsidian sphere absorbs the body litter and the wrong information of the body cells. And at the same time we work with the crystal, and the clear crystal brings in the light information of the healthy cell. And so these two are very powerful partners to support the physical body. They can also be used in combination with the surgery crystals. Yeah, so that's these two techniques, I think, are the most used techniques from all the crystal healers. But of course there are many, many more techniques. So we have, I think, around 40 different techniques that can be used for people, but also for animals and also for earth healing. We also support the environment, and they can also be used, maybe a third of all the techniques they are used for feng shui purpose. So we have the ability to bring a positive energy field using crystals who anchor that energy that needs to be in the space or outside, and the crystal stays at that place and immediately starts to create the energy field accordingly to the purpose of the usage of the room. And so there are many, many different feng shui techniques related to Atlantis crystal healing. Also that we can create crystal rooms in a space. And these are rooms where everything is crystalline and the connection to one's own light is crystal clear, and the information and impulses and messages can be delivered immediately. So it's really great when you have the chance to have a crystal room in your own home or workplace. So there are many, many different things, and each year we get new techniques because the creation levels of light also open new access in the crystal worlds. Many things are changing in a way that we need new frequencies of light in. And so for that purpose we have, for example, crystals that are connected to the white golden lotus of the New Age, or we have like rice fire crystals that support the heart chakra in a specific way. We have light matrix crystals that bring a new stability into your entire chakra system, from the astral chakras up to the causal chakras. So this gives you like a whole new light presence within your incarnated being. And there are crystals that support the golden light, the body to take in the golden light. So many, many different crystals for different purposes. All the techniques Nearly all the techniques have sacred mantras that are repeated silently inside. They are all connected with different energy levels from the crystal worlds and divine fire, because the crystals, they are origin out of the white fire of creation, and we nearly always have Babaji at the side to support with his divine presence the healing. So it's when it comes to the healing that we do, it's like the unity of the light of the crystal, of the sound vibration, the sacredness of this, the unconditional love of the Divine Mother, and the healing channels of the Atlantis crystal healer. All that comes together, and through this very sacred healing space is created, and the techniques they work in silence. And sometimes people fall into a deep healing trance level or nearly fall asleep, depending what kind of treatment we do. And so with all these different techniques, we cover all the different issues in life. We can start to work immediately with this. So after the first block, so up to now I had the training with 2 times 7 days. But we had so many new techniques that needed to be integrated. Now we have 3 times 5 days. And after each part, what you learn, you can already apply. It depends with which you want to work most. So some people prefer to work with people and clients. Some people have more the animal healing as their focus. Some people have the feng shui aspects, or whatever it might be, or it might be all of it. All the things are ready to be used immediately. They come along like with recipes how to use the crystals in a specific way. Yeah, so straightforward, great healing skills and tools. It's the abundance of the light that we have, all the different light frequencies that we have in creation, we can touch with the crystals. So if somebody resonates to the light of the crystals and the power of light that they contain, it's a great way to support them. Yeah, so that's other things I can tell you about Atlantis crystal healing. Maybe one more thing, if you would like to learn it, it needs access to the 8th chakra. So either you have done the Alpha Chi consultant training and have access to the natural law of creation, because you need that level to receive insights about what somebody needs, what's the perfect solution, and it also needs a foundation for this high frequencies and the power of light that the crystals contain. And if it's not the ACC, there is a crystalline initiation path, a 4-day course that brings initiations into the 7 chakras, and then the access into the crystal levels of the 8th chakra is open, and with this you have the necessary foundation to be trained as Atlantis crystal healer. So either ACC consultant training or crystalline initiation path, which are brilliant courses in themselves.